Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru, and today we're answering two questions for residents or potential residents in Pelham, Alabama and Hoover, Alabama. And we're talking about when and if. Those are the two questions you should be asking when you're looking at purchasing a property right now in Hoover and Pelham, Alabama. Now, if that property has suffered a flood loss, when did that property suffer a flood loss? See, these two things could have a major impact on the profitability of your property, maybe even you being able to sell it when it comes to flood claims that occurred. It's one of the things we see in Alabama that's not disclosed properly. Many times when you're talking about what's called a buyer beware state, and you're really going to see this after the recent flooding in 2021 that's happened in areas of Pelham, Alabama, areas that have happened in Hoover, Alabama, where maybe people aren't disclosing that a property has flooded. Maybe people aren't aware if a flood claim was reported on, if it was an investment property, because they haven't actually lived there, so they don't have to disclose maybe that it was flooded. So you really want to pay attention to this because it could have a big impact. We've got customers right now where properties flooded 2 or 3 times before. They were not aware of this when they bought the property, and it's flooded at least twice since they bought it. And now they're having trouble selling the property. So these are the two questions you want to ask if you're looking at buying a property in Pelham, Alabama, Hoover, Alabama, when it came to these recent floods that have happened in 2021. Not just in the fall of 2021, but back in the spring and the summer. You know, Pelham, Alabama has actually had a lot of flooding issues over the last 5 years, and even parts of Hoover and Helena. You know, Pelham got 13 inches of rain in just a day's period in the fall of 2021. So these are some questions you want to ask to protect yourself. So what if these properties have flooded multiple times? What can you do? You know, should you buy that property? These are things you should look at. These properties could be on what's called the severe repetitive loss list. That means maybe they've had more than 4 flood claims in the last 10 years. This could be a red flag because it could limit your flood insurance options. So if you've got questions about all these things, purchasing this property in Pelham, has this property flooded, you know, how do you find that out? Click below to visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com. Remember, we have an educational background in flood mitigation, which means we can help you understand this flood risk like right here behind me. Your flood insurance and mitigating your property long term. Thank you.